In this video, I'm going to show you the best starter so you can know who you should pick and when you're actually gonna need to buy a new character. And in the end, I'm also gonna show you how much damage I can get with a starter so you can actually see proof of a character not being the only thing that matters when it comes to damage. In reality, I can get very much damage with a starter character, so you don't have to have the best of the best characters to be a very good player in animate mentions. So when you first load into a game, you can choose between 5 starters. Now you will get all these 5 starters really quickly, so it doesn't really matter who you're gonna choose in reality, because you can just equip any of them once you unlock all of 5. But you can also speed up things by picking the fastest one to clear the first dimension, just so you can unlock all the 5 starters. And then you can know who you should use afterwards. So I'm just gonna play a dimension with every single character of the starters and see how fast I can beat the dimension with them. Then I also have a lot of other tests that I did on my main account, so you can know who's the best later game, who's the best with bad stuff in other dimensions, etc. And without any boosts, EXP boosts or weekend boosts or anything, I already am level 2 and I did unlock Luffy already. So you can see how fast you unlock characters. I literally played for less than a minute. And not only do you have to have good mobility and good AoE, area of effects, to kill the enemies fast, you also have to have good damage because this boss would not die fast enough otherwise. And I'm already level 3 and I haven't used a boost, I haven't used a weekend boost or a code or anything, so anyone can do what I have done right now. It's only taken 1.5 minutes and I already am level 3. Already level 4, I get a lot of gems, so you might be able to afford a new character as well. And then I also unlock Goku. And then there's also a final boss, so you really have to have good damage, otherwise you will not be able to kill the boss fast enough. And there, at the first dimension, I'm already level 5, so you can't play the other dimension yet. And you could drop a character, but I already got 2 extra characters. And claiming the daily quest, you almost get to level 6. First dimension. So the reason why it doesn't really matter which character you choose from the beginning is because the first dimension I already unlocked 2 other starters, and in a few dimensions I'll unlock all 5. Though it could be really nice to know which one you can use in the first dimension just to unlock the 5 to be the fastest. And then you also gotta know which one of the 5 you should be using afterwards to progress as fast as possible without having to spend any currency on buying a character. So I'm just gonna go into another dimension. It's the same one. I've only gotten a HP bonus from the collection. Otherwise it's the same. And I'm gonna see how fast I can get the dimension beaten. And now I'm already level 6 and I did unlock Deku. So already I got quite a lot of characters. And there I got to level 8 on my second dimension. And I probably unlocked my last starter character there as well. It took 4 minutes. You can see how fast Naruto is killing, because he has really good cooldowns with really fast moves, and the second and third abilities both have really good AoE. You can see here how fast I can use my abilities. There, it was basically instant. And I'm already at the final boss and it hasn't even been 3 minutes yet. And that's how fast Naruto could do it. That was so fast, absolutely destroy the other ones. There, Deku beat it, and it was slower than Naruto, but the big AoE on his moves actually made him faster than Goku at least. And one thing to do, if the character has both bad and good AoE, one thing to do is to clump the enemies up. So killing these 2 bunches separately is gonna be slower than killing them together, and to kill them together you have to make them walk into the same area. Now there was a glitch, so I cannot actually continue right now. What I mean is basically to kill these enemies as fast as possible, I make them walk into each other so I can kill them all at the same time. That's much faster than killing first them there and then going to the second wave or second bunch to kill them afterwards. So here, if I would kill all these 3 bunch of enemies separately, it would take longer. But if I just clump them up like this, so I can hit them all at the same time, it's gonna be much faster, even though it takes a bit longer to clump them up. That is especially important if you have a character with bad AoE, like Naruto. So Naruto was only really good because we can clump characters up, or enemies up. If you didn't clump them up, his AoE is really bad, so you can't actually use him well. Compared to Deku, which he has good AoE from the beginning, so you don't have to clump everything up, you can kill them separately. So if you didn't know you have to clump up enemies, maybe Deku would be faster than Naruto, but if you have some skill with Naruto, you can definitely do it faster with Naruto. A big time save would be like here. Instead of killing them individually, I just go and collect them all, lure them into the same place, so I can now kill them all at the same time. That was much faster than killing them off individually. You can do the same strategy here, though be careful not to die. I'm really close to dying right now, so dying is a very big risk of doing clumping, especially if you are beginning to play the game right now, because you don't have a good character with iframes or movement or damage or anything like that. And there, I beat it with Luffy. That was really fast, very fast actually. And I also got a Sakura drop, you could use her. But that was actually our fastest time. As you could see, Luffy was the fastest character to beat the first dimension. So in reality, you should pick Luffy, the first character you choose, and then once you unlock the 5 characters, then we can speak of whoever is the best, because Luffy was the fastest character to beat the dimensions to unlock all 5 characters, so Luffy is going to be the fastest one to do it. After that it was Naruto, but Luffy was surprisingly, and I'll show you why it's surprising later, the best character in the beginning. In this spreadsheet that I have made, I have a lot of character information. I have every single character. I'm gonna try to test them all and research them all just to have a full tier list that is based on pure facts. It's not complete yet, obviously, but I'm gonna try to work on it as fast as possible. Also have pet and fruit information you can check here. It's all information you will have to know about animations, and I've also made the starters finished now. Now, one thing to know before I show you these stats, basically 1x is the third M1, so if you just hold the mouse 1 button, so left click, you will attack normally, and most characters that do not have a special trait with special M1s have a 4-hit combo, so the first one being the weakest, and the second one being a bit stronger, third one being stronger than that, and the fourth one being even stronger than the previous ones. The energy gain also get progressively higher, and the energy gain only matters for pets, so you can see a pet may be requiring 600 energy gain to activate, and yeah, you can see it's 0.7x with about 35 energy gain, and the same here. The third one is what the game counts as 1x, so if you see the a pet's doing like 2.3x damage, then it's gonna be 2.3 times stronger than this attack. I'm not gonna ramble too much. I'm just gonna show you a quick overview of how much damage and the cooldowns and the energy gain of all 5 characters and the assists, and then we'll go into how they performed. So here we have the Naruto stats, all the damage, all the pet energy gain, cooldowns, and if they have any additional effects. Now the effects are basically if this attack resets this one, if it gives more stat bonus, if it gives a speed boost. None of the starters have them, so you don't have to worry about that. And all the assists had the same damage and the same cooldown, so there's no difference, it's just AoE that's different. Here we have Goku, we also got Ichigo here. Luffy has a really strong 4th ability, as you can see. And lastly, we also have Deku. I'm going to have all 5 starters and Gem Sonyewu. Now, Gem Sonyewu is the best overall gem character you should be buying if you're gonna buy a gem character, because he is the best for progression. Though he is 2,500 gems, more expensive than 1,600 gem characters, he's just the best in all game modes together. like dimensions and raids to progress in the game. So yes, Luffy was the best at beating the first dimension, but after that the HP will be higher and your damage will be lower relative to the HP. It's going to be harder to kill the enemies, and once that happens, then you basically have bad gear. It's going to be a very difficult dimension. You're not going to one-shot anything. The enemies are going to kill you very fast, so you have to have high damage and high survivability and good AoE to just beat the dimension. In that case, this is gonna be the placement. Gems on Yoru is obviously the best for 2,500 gems compared to the free characters. Naruto is gonna be the best. Ichigo has a dash move, pretty good. He was good in the first test as well. Goku, Deku, and then Luffy is actually the worst one because he doesn't have good damage. He has slow moves with not the best AoE, and he doesn't have good survivability. That's why it was surprising that Luffy was the best for the first test. If you have pretty good stuff, you have a few good cards, you have gotten an accessory, you've gotten a pretty good pet, then this is the placement. Now, it's been changed around. Luffy is not the worst one because he has he has a semi-dash move. Naruto also have a semi-dash move, the fourth ability, and Ichigo has a semi-dash move, but the reality is that it just changes, and Gems on Yoru is still the best, so far it seems worth it to buy Gems on Yoru. Now if you're speedrunning, so basically you have enough damage to beat the dimension very easily. You one-shot basically everything. You one-shot the boss, you one-shot the enemies, just because you might want to go back a dimension, maybe carry a friend, maybe do a daily quest, maybe get the character drop for stat points, then this is going to be the placement. Now Luffy is not bad now because he actually has a dash move. The other characters are not very good. Ichigo is good, but otherwise this is the placements. So it basically looks like Ichigo is the best characters for dimensions in the starter tests, and then Naruto or maybe Luffy because Luffy was the best in the first one. Otherwise, probably Naruto and Luffy is not that good later on, but for the first dimension, it was. Now again, if you have really bad stuff and you're playing raid, maybe you just got to level 15 and you play a raid, you don't have good cards, you don't have a good pet, you don't have good accessories, traits, you don't have anything that's good, then you're gonna have really bad stats, and this is gonna be the placements for them in raids in terms of damage. Now, Naruto actually has a lot more damage than all of the other ones. He almost has 50% more damage than Luffy. The reason why Luffy has so bad damage is because his moves take so long to actually finish, and you could see before when I showed Naruto in the first test, you could use his moves so quickly, so you have a lot of time to use M1s and just get damage in between, while Luffy has to just wait for his moves to finish. Fun thing here is that Luffy is not that much worse than Gems on Yoru. If you're buying Gems on Yoru, it's not for the damage here, because Naruto has almost the same damage as Gems on Yoru, just a little bit less, still less, but he's free, and Gems on Yoru is, well, free at 151, level 151, if you get the drop, but that's not gonna happen if you're buying him anyway right now, and otherwise 2,500 gems. Now if you've played for some time, you have better gear, maybe you have a good pet, accessory, maybe some good traits, maybe some good cards, whatever, then nothing changes the starter character wise, but Naruto is actually better than Gems on Yoru, and it's not even a question. Naruto is a lot better than Gems on Yoru. So for damage, Naruto is actually better than a 2,500 gem character that everyone recommends. Naruto is actually not bad for damage. He is almost as good as the Roblox character Ryuko. Literally a free starter character compared to a Roblox character Ryuko. Now Naruto is also better than Rimuru with Awakening. He's also better than Power, the character that's basically the best gem character with the best gear in the game. Naruto is actually really good, especially if you have a Kurumi pet. If you have the best gear in the games, you have Celestial trait, you have the best pet, best cards, then this is gonna be the placements. Naruto is still much better than Gems on Yoru, and now Goku is not very good. Goku just doesn't have the synergy, I guess. I'm not completely sure. His third ability is not that good. Luffy is still dead last, and yeah, it's quite surprising how Luffy was the best for the first dimension when he's the worst in raids. He wasn't that good in regular dimensions otherwise, but yeah, it is what it is. So Naruto will always be the best character when it comes to damage. If you're playing raid, if you're a beginner, if you're a late game, it's always going to be Naruto. However, in dimensions, first ever dimension you play, it's going to be Luffy. After that, it's going to be Naruto about for a few dimensions. Then it's going to be Ichigo because he has better AoE and better mobility. And then Naruto falls off because he doesn't really have a good dash. He has a dash on a 4th ability, and his AoE isn't the best unless you clump. So in general, the first ever starter you should pick will probably be Luffy, even though Luffy seems to be the worst starter out of them all. He was the fastest to clear the first dimension to unlock all the 5 starters. After that, you can either use Naruto or Ichigo. I would probably use Naruto if you're a bit better at the game, otherwise Ichigo. But it's really surprising to see that Luffy, the worst out of them all, is gonna be the one you're gonna pick. And also, the best players in the game, legitimately, get like 330 billion damage. That's the best. Getting over 300 billion damage is like a task that only 15 players have done with Guts, which is meta right now after the leaderboard resets. And I get half of that with Naruto, and that's a starter. So yes, a character will double your damage if you're going from a bad character to a good character. But let's say you had a decent character, like a raid character, it's only going to be 50% more damage if you get the best character in the game, which costs, well, to get pity on a character is really expensive. So what I'm trying to say is that getting a very good character and then getting another very good character, it's not the best thing to do, because if you spend your currency on other things, you're going to get more damage, since I got half of that without an Astolfo buff, just with a starter. We can also see here all the results for Deku. We also have a few other things, how fast he can get energy gain, how much he benefits from using Garo, and how fast he can get damage, so basically how fast he can do boss rush. We also have the stats here, Naruto, Goku, Ichigo, and Luffy. You can see that, you can pause it if you want to. Then here we have the final results compared to other characters, the other characters that I have tested. Luffy always dead last here, Naruto just really good. I can't even find him because he's so high up. And then Luffy still really bad in dimensions, Naruto really good, Ichigo probably the best 4 dimensions out of the starters. And the reason being because Naruto has really good energy gain. He can get the Garo pets activated 5 times in 47 seconds, while Ichigo in 54 seconds and the other ones in 60 plus seconds. Though he doesn't benefit that much from Garo pets, while using Kurumi pet, he's actually insane. And Goku might honestly be the best one in boss rush, because he has a really strong move fast, like the 4th ability. He just has really fast moves except for the 3rd ability. But yeah, in 10 seconds, Goku got more than Naruto. And out of the assists that actually deal damage, they are almost the worst together. Naofumi, who is a support assist anyway, with 120 second cooldown, is worse, but otherwise they are the worst assists in the game. And this is just gonna be until you get a better character. I would probably still buy Gems on Yiwu. Not really for raid damage, because you saw Naruto wasn't much worse if you have very bad gear, and Naruto was actually better than Gems on Yiwu if you had better gear, but mainly for dimensions, because Gems on Yiwu was always better than all of them in dimensions, and not even just by a bit, by like 2 times. He's so much better than the others in dimensions, so I would still buy him. When I have enough for 2,500 gems to buy Gems on Yiwu, I would buy him. Rank ? Hunter. Until then, just use Naruto or Ichigo and pick Luffy the first. Other than that, subscribe if you haven't. I'm gonna make a giveaway 35,000 subscribers. Check out my spreadsheet, that's where I have all the information, and see you in the next one.